Nominee for the Age of Innocence and Little Women. Her brand new film, Girl Interrupted, is a wonderful movie. It opens nationwide on Friday. Please welcome Winona Ryder. Called Winona Ryder, which because of Winona Judge. Would you like a footstool?
Oh, I think I probably need it. My feet aren't touching. Oh my God!
Isn't that nice?
Yes, it's very convenient.
Do you know why we got that?
Why?
One time somebody said, "Oh, can I be the host?" And so jokingly I ran and sat there, and my feet didn't touch.
Ah,
and
well, for people my size and well, you're tall.
Well, I'm tall, but I have the shortest legs in the free world.
Oh,
I do. Like my family.
Not shorter than mine. I'm short.
Really? Well, how tall are you?
I'm flat 5'4" when I really stand up straight and stretch.
I bet you I have shorter legs than you.
I bet not.
Okay, stand up. I'm gonna go over
God,
there.
No.
No, look,
I'm wearing a skirt.
That's all right.
So.
Put your hand on your hip bone. My hip bone starts right here. Look at this. Did I tell you? Look how much taller I am. But like, sit down. I'll show you something. Sit down right there. Watch this. Sit up. Look how tall I look. I look like King Kong, don't I? Look in the monitor. Look how big I. And then we would stand up, and then what? I don't go very far. See? It's horrible. I don't know why that happened. When my family was at church when we were little, we would go to church, and the people who were sitting behind us thought we were like 7 feet tall, and then we'd all stand up with these little tiny legs.
Oh my God!
How are you? It's nice to see you again.
It's really great to see you. You've always been so incredibly kind to me.
Well, I think you're a wonderful actress. I always have. I think.
I met you first. I don't know if you remember, but at the Academy Awards,
that's right.
When I was think 21 or 22, and I was nominated for Age of Innocence, and you. And I lost, and you were so nice to me. And everyone was walking around like someone had died, and they were afraid to look at me, and they were just afraid to even go anywhere near me. They thought I was going to be like, suicidal. I was actually completely relieved because I didn't the backlash of the Best Supporting Actress Oscar,
Especially at 21.
I know. I was like, if I get it, it's over for me. So I was relieved that the little Australian girl got it.
Right.
And you were so amazing. You're the only one who was like, hey, how you doing? And like, no big deal, and like.
That's right. I'm like, you lost. Who cares? You get another one. Whatever. Let's play.
You were the only one who was normal to me, and it was such a great relief.
I often think, fame is such a weird thing that when I see kids like you, I'm a good 10 years older than you. I thought, God, it must be so difficult at 21 because, I didn't start to get known until I was in my late 20s, early 30s. Mm-hmm. It's a very difficult
I started really young. I started when I was 12 making movies.
Yeah, which is strange because I read that you did not grow up in a traditional, like, watch the TV kind of home.
No, we didn't have TV until I was 13.
I just can't imagine that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's like hard for me to imagine. What did you do all day?
It was great, actually. We were forced to use our imaginations and to read and to, And then when we finally... There is actually a story that my dad reminded me of yesterday. We were on the plane coming out here, and I was trying to think of stories to tell on your show. Yeah. And I was like... Dad, what stories can we tell? And maybe, is there anything from the commune? And we were trying to think of
you grew up on a commune.
And we were trying to think of like things that didn't have to do with anything illegal.
Right. Sure. Not to get in any trouble.
And once we tried to watch Wizard of Oz was going to be on, and so he went out and bought a battery-operated television, and he stood on the roof with a hanger, and we watched like the snowy. It was all snow, and we could barely see Judy Garland, and he stood for 2 hours while we watched.
Now that's so sweet.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Now,
so
we
thought that was television, just snow.
Oh, really?
Like, oh, that's interesting. Just snowy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why does everyone like that?
Yeah.
Did you go to school on the commune, or you go to school with other kids?
No, we commuted like a couple hours every day to school, to public school.
And did you ever like go visit a friend and? After school and see that they had, soda and...
Yeah, a couple, yeah. It was something I wanted. I mean, I didn't like living on the commune very much.
You didn't.
I think it had its upsides, but I definitely wanted the normal house with the picket fence and the TV. Once I saw TV, I wanted it.
Yeah.
But then when we moved to suburbia and we got our TV, All I watched was the old shows.
Like?
Well, I guess they're not old shows, but like the shows that took place, like Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley. Like, I didn't want to watch any shows that took place in that.
Well, you were catching up for all the time you missed.
Yeah, exactly. I only wanted to watch like the Andy Griffith Show.
Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, like the old. And now today I really only watch like AMC and old movies.
You would love Nick at Night. They
Yeah.
have all the old shows.
Yeah, I don't think I get that.
You don't? Do you have cable?
I do have cable, but I
sure?
can't find Nick at Night.
You can't?
No.
No. Okay, well, where do you live?
I live in San Francisco mainly.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will find out what cable company you're with, and I will tell you where Nick at Night is, because I think that'll be a good thing for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, were your parents hippies? Because that's the connotation of a commune.
They were hipniks, half hippie, half beatnik.
Right.
Or beatnies? What would you call them? I don't know. I would say they were like very intellectual hippies. They weren't burnout hippies.
They weren't.
They weren't drug-crazed hippies. They were.
Thank God.
They were hippies that were they were activists. They were incredibly brilliant writers and doing stuff, very productive. They weren't sitting there just taking drugs and
hanging out.
Yeah, they were really amazing people.
When you think of a commune, I think of tents and an outhouse. Is that sort of what we're going for, or?
No, there were houses, but they were like the A-frame, the teepee, they all had names, and there was the main house where all the families would go and cook dinner at night, so we all ate together as a big group of people.
Kind of like Club Med.
Yeah.
When you go to Club Med, they make you eat all together.
Yeah.
You've never been there?
No.
I went once. They have a family Club Med, Sandpiper, down in Florida. And I took all of my siblings and all of our kids, and we all went down there. And then we found out once we got there that you had to eat with everyone.
Yeah, but that's kind of great. I mean, what it was like 10 families living on 380 acres of beautiful redwood land in Mendocino County. And so we would all just kind of eat together, and it was kind of it was kind of utopia in a way. It was just, it was boring because there was no electricity, no running water, no heat, no
electricity.
No electricity.
It was like the Amish commune.
Yeah.
A little bit. Now, what prompted them to go to suburbia? They just had enough.
Well, yeah, we finally had enough. I think with the kids, I have 2 brothers and a sister. Hi. They're all watching.
Do they have TVs?
Yes.
Yes, for progress. They have TVs.
What camera do I look in to say hi? This one?
Here's the trick. Whichever one has the red light on is where we are now, but this would be your close-up.
Okay, can I say hi to a couple of people?
Go ahead, sure.
I want to say hi to my mom and dad, and to my grandma, who's resting up, and who's I just want to give my love to her, and I want to say hi to my brother and my sister-in-law and my little niece Riley, and I want to say hi to my brother Yuri and my sister Sunyata.
Okay, it's like you've never been on TV. You have 2 Academy Award nominations. It's adorable. It's like you just came out of the commune. Starring Winona, and it was a book that you read and fell in love with.
Yes.
As did I.
Yes. It's an unbelievably moving, brilliantly written book that I read like 7 years ago and fell in love with, and
a great true story of a woman who was put into a hospital for 2 years after sort of a half-hearted suicide attempt.
Yeah.
And
a woman who was kind of going through a normal sort of post-adolescent angst that we all go through and don't really talk about very much, because especially in the late 60s, if a woman was just sensitive, then she was considered crazy
right.
and locked up. And if anyone rebelled against anything at all, they were locked up.
Right.
And nowadays, it's kind of the same. It's just not talked about.
Right.
It's just something that we don't really. And there's not a lot of books. There's never been a lot of books or movies out there for teenage girls. There's been the Runaway Bride type things that are like fun and popcorn movies, but nothing that really deals with the real stuff that we kind of trudge through,
and that's so relatable, truly.
Yeah.
I found the book very relatable. It talks about all different kinds of panic, and, I've had panic disorder myself at some certain times in my life. And
Yeah, me too.
A lot of stress. Yeah, and I heard you talk about that in an interview, and I think it's great when people can say that, because so many people go through it.
Yeah, and
go through it.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what walk of life you're in, if you're, if you're, single mother on welfare with kids, if you're a rich teenager, it doesn't matter, where you are in your life. Panic attacks can kind of strike anyone at any time. It really is a condition, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's something that, like, with me, when I had them, I felt horribly guilty, because I felt like, oh, I have everything. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. I have, how could I shouldn't complain about. I felt like shouldn't complain about anything, and here I was terrified, getting these, like, I wouldn't call them seizures, but like these gripping. My heart races, my palms sweat. I can't move. It's like that feeling when you're on an airplane and you want to get off, and you get off, and it's like that, only you're not on an airplane. You're
you're in the mall.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I was usually in the mall going, woo, gotta get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm sweating like a sauna.
The way she describes them in the book it's so beautiful, because it's like what I've always wanted. The worst thing about a panic attack is that you can't explain it to people. Right. And she explains it. And so when I finally read this, I was like, that's exactly what I've been trying to explain to my family, my friends.
And the rights were not available. Somebody had purchased the rights, and you worked together with that person.
So I teamed up with Doug Wick, who had got the rights, like, literally, like, weeks before I tried to. And then we set off on this sort of 7-year journey.
And wonderful performances, Angelina Jolie.
She's amazing.
And Brittany
Murphy.
What a great performance she gives.
God, she is unbelievable.
I think come Oscar time, you're all going to be
she was in Clueless. She's played Ty in Clueless, the girl that they do the makeover on. People know her from that. But she was in A View from the Bridge on Broadway, and she's absolutely brilliant. She's working a lot. Be seeing a lot of her.
The scene that we have from the movie is when you have been in the hospital for a little few months, and your boyfriend, boy you're sort of dating, comes to try to sneak you out.
Yeah, I should say that I didn't want to be in the hospital in the beginning, but now I'm starting to feel like once you're in a place for long enough, you start to feel like you belong there. Like once you're told you're crazy for long enough, you start to believe that you really are. So he's trying to break me out.
Okay, take a look. Girl Interrupted, which opens Friday all over the country.
Susanna, you're not crazy. Okay, you don't need to be here.
I tried to kill myself, Toby.
What? You took some aspirin.
I took a bottle of aspirin.
Wait, and that buys you a year in this place? Susanna, they're breaking you. All right? Everything's changing, man. What do they know about being normal?
I have friends in here.
Who? Them? Those girls. Susanna, they're eating grapes off of the wallpaper. Okay, they're insane.
If they are, I am.
The movie is wonderful, and it's lovely to see you.
It's so great to see you.
Thank you very much. You did a very good job. Come back again. Don't be nervous.
I will come back.
Come back after you watch Nick at Night on Channel 23.
Okay.
The whole audience is getting this book, Girl Interrupted. It's a wonderful read, and go see the film. Ainsley Harriott up next, cooking. Don't go away.